Welcome back. You're watching MF Corner. We've spoken about what value investing is, and now we want to find out whether value funds or contra funds can add anything to your portfolio. Tarun Birani, founder and CEO of TBNG Capital Advisors, joins in. But before I hand it over to Tarun, I want to tell you why we've added contra funds to the mix here. Well, when mutual fund categories were reorganized by SEBI, they added contra funds, and the interesting thing that a lot of people may not know is that any AMC has to either choose. You can either offer a value fund through your AMC or you can order a contra fund. You cannot have both. So if you look at the list of mutual funds offering it, you'll see that there is no overlap. So what are these value funds? What are contra funds? Value funds we've already spoken about a little bit with the Aparna Karnik, but let's start with what contra funds really mean, and do these funds add anything to an investor's portfolio? Tarun.
Yeah. So, hi, Sumaira. Thank you for having me here. So, value look at more fundamental factors, whereas contra look at underperforming stocks and sectors available at a cheaper valuation. So, from a standpoint, contra funds is defined as against the wind kind of investing style. The manager of a contra fund always look at prevailing market trends by buying assets that are either underperforming or depressed at that point of time. So, if you look at last 1.5 year, we have seen many sectors like telecom sector, pharma sectors, they were going through rough times. And we have US FDA issues going on in the pharma sector. Telecom, we had seen a lot of competition issues happening. Due to that, these sectors were depressed in terms of their valuation. Most of these contra fund managers try to take bet into sectors like this. So, from that point of view, both value and contra always at some fundamental premise, but value is more from a fundamental matrix point of view, like a price to earning, price to book value matrix they always look at. But contra will be more depressed sectors, more qualitative factor they look into. Just to give you a quick background, in India, normally 50,000 crores of assets are available into this value as well as the contra category. And average market cap, based on my observation, is mostly into mid and small cap stocks. The average market cap of these stocks is between 20,000 crores to 1 lakh crores. So which is way lower than a 3 to 3.5 lakh crores which is available in the Nifty stocks. So from that point of view, most of the value investment is into mid and small cap funds. If I go towards the experience in terms of performance, last 3 to 5 years, these funds have not been able to outperform Nifty also. Because the mid and small cap after 2018 SEBI recategorization, we have seen a lot of mid and small caps were underperforming. So we have seen this category also has been affected because of that, and most of the value and contra funds have underperformed. The basic Nifty index was underperformed from there. But from a 5 to 10 year, from a 10-year point of view or 7-year point of view, if I look at, they have given a very good performance. Yeah, that's it from my side. Yeah.
But you know, Tarun, even that very good performance is absolutely in line with what our diversified multi-cap fund has given, right? So does an investor really need to add a value fund or a contra fund to their portfolio? And you know, we were speaking with DSP's Aparna Karnik earlier, and she said that a value fund would be recommended for a more conservative investor because of you know, the concept of margin of safety which they used to invest. Would you agree with that? Do you think people need to add this to their portfolio?
So exactly, based on the data what we have, I don't see a very serious case for having this as a part of the portfolio, because of the India as a market has been a growth market. So most of the fund managers have the option to buy value stocks also in their diversified portfolio. So from that point of view, if you look at a diversified portfolio, is doing much more justice, giving much more ability, flexibility to the fund manager to move in, move out. But yes, there is a strong case of value investing also in a market like a COVID scenario where we are in right now. There are a lot of sectors which are currently going through a lot of depression, and in that phase, value investors may find a lot of hidden gems at that point of time. So from that point of view, maybe between 5 to 10% of your portfolio could be looked at into something like this category. But I would not go into recommending a higher proportion that in this strategy.
Okay, so Tarun, 5 to 10%, but is it for every kind of investor? I mean, is it really for a conservative investor, a value fund or a contra fund?
So, as mentioned by me before, the average market cap of value or contra funds have been mostly into mid and small cap stocks. So, this category, any which ways, require at least a minimum 5 to 7 year horizon. Anybody looking at a 5 to 7 year horizon is basically meant for more high risk investor. So, ideally, it's for a high risk investor, not for a low risk investor.
Okay. Okay, so you would not recommend, actively looking at a value fund or a contra fund. If somebody must, then they stick to a upper limit of 10%, and that too in their satellite portfolio, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, Tarun, thanks very much. Appreciate your time this afternoon. So that's value fund and contra fund, but really, like Tarun also mentioned, there is an element of risk. It's not entirely safe. No mutual fund really is. So you may want to actually be more scheme specific, go into the merits of each scheme and the investments that have been made. It will require a little bit more hard work. And just to let you know, contra fund is also a very, very small category. I mean, as we speak, there are only 3 contra funds that are there. Value, of course, is a bigger and older category. There are 10-year returns to track over there. But contra is a very new category, and you may want to be very, very wary if somebody is selling you one. Thanks very much for watching MF Corner. Do stay tuned. The news continues on CNBC TV 18.